What's going on, you guys? I am finally back with a tech video. As if you watched in the last video, I announced, I kind of just went over what I was doing. I was finally splitting up my fitness content with my tech content, and I kind of wanted to start doing tech channel stuff again, and I love tech. As you can see, I didn't take a break from doing any tech stuff. I just took a break from making content on it. I have a lot of new stuff that I can do reviews on. I just haven't done it in a while. It's been, trying to balance out my health. And if you newcomers who have never seen me before, a year ago, this is what I used to look like. Well over 350 pounds. I was not taking care of myself. I decided to change my entire life, lose over 170 pounds. But I'm still as geeky and as nerdy as I was. I just don't, I just balance it out. So let's get into it. I know the biggest question is, what am I doing with that guy? So, if you guys haven't if you guys are new to my channel or haven't been following in the last few years, this is my WP100. It's the Thermaltake, and if you guys remember the whole Case Labs controversy, this is it. This is the case that started the whole thing. If you guys remember the Case Labs SMA8, I believe. This is the case that everyone was up in arms about. This is the Thermaltake WP100. So it's actually a lot larger than the Case Labs one, and I figured I would show it off and show you guys what I have been up to with my Case Labs case. Alright, so what is inside the Threadripper build? I always get asked this question. The motherboard is an X399 professional gaming Fatality from AsRock. The motherboard I specifically chose was because it had 3 NVMe slots, so I can throw 3 NVMes on it. And then I have Gskill RAM. It's the DDR4. It's the 3600, and yes, that is 256 gigs of RAM. And it's a stupid amount of RAM, I know. Crazy story about that. I got that at a crazy good deal. Pretty much, I don't think anyone could have gotten the deal I got on these. What I paid for this is probably what you paid for 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. So, no, I did not pay a stupid amount for that because I don't need that much RAM, but the deal was pretty much no-brainer. I had to get them, because if I said no, I'd be an idiot. So I got them. 3080. This is actually the first generation 3080. And people are like, oh, what do you mean first generation? The 10 gig 3080. I've had this since the month after they released the 3080, when everyone was fighting over it. I did not paint that gold. The guy who sold it to me was someone who show builds, and he had posted it online, no joke, 4 weeks after the 3080 came out, for MSRP, which, if you guys remember, MSRP was $699 when the 3080s first came out. That's what I paid for that, and the water block. Everyone thought the guy was scamming people, but I knew who it was, sent the guy the money, and I've had this since a month after they came out. So it's the Bykski water block. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Bykski water block. He painted the backplate gold, and I've had it ever since. I have not taken it out. So over 2 years. Is it 2 years? Gosh, it's almost been 2 years now since I've had the 3080. It's been sitting there. I haven't taken this apart. You guys can look at the videos. That's just the way it's been. 3080, 10 gig. So yes, I know you can get the 12 gig, but I don't game as crazy as you guys. I only have a 1440p monitor. So that is the extender for NVMe drives. So I have the Hyper M.2, and yes, they're all separate drives. I'm not going to RAID 0 them because then I lose capacity. They're all separate drives. They're all 2 terabyte 980 Pros because I need the space. Because I used to edit on this, but now I have a separate editing machine, and this is where people are going to get mad. This is a dedicated gaming rig.
Just calm down. Let's not let your hearts get...
Oh, people are going to be so mad. This is a dedicated gaming rig. I only game on this rig. I'm going to take that out and split up the drives to put in my other rig. I'll keep a couple 2 terabytes in here for gaming, but the rest are going in my editing machine. So that is what that is. So if you guys are wondering, there you go, 256 gigs of RAM. This is the second generation Threadripper, so it's nothing big. And what's kind of weird is a lot of people always, the one thing that people always complained about the second gen is they had trouble with Windows 11, but I got Windows 11 to install first try. I don't know why people are having such a hard time with Windows 11 installing on these old boards. I don't know, I just might have gotten lucky. All I did was take a USB stick, throw Windows 11 on it, and it installed right away. These two are temperature probes, or temperature displays. This one is intake here, so I have a T for the temperature that goes to this one, and this one is the temperature probe that goes here. So as you can see, it's always 1C hotter because it's all the temperatures. So I have a 480 or 560 millimeter radiator down here. It goes up to here, so it's a little cooler before it hits the GPU, and then it goes into this 480, goes into the CPU, and then from the CPU it dumps off into here. So you can tell it does heat up the temperature just a little, so it's to 22.8 C, 23 C, so it's slightly warmer as it hits this probe from the CPU. So if you guys ever wanted to know what the temperature was, but I'm not doing anything, it's literally sitting in idle. 2 reservoirs, not needed. It's just for cosmetics. You don't need 2 reservoirs because it's one gigantic loop. So people wanted to know, you got the reservoirs, my dual pumps. These are dual D5 pumps. And yes, I have not taken off the stickers off the EK logos. I do that on purpose to piss off, well, it's to annoy a couple people on another forum. I intentionally keep those stickers on because when I first started water cooling years ago, I left it on and a guy made a huge fit about it. And so I intentionally leave the EK stickers on to purposely annoy that person. So you'll see all my EK blocks will always have the sticker on it because I like to annoy that guy. And it's fun. So I got the 2 reservoirs feeding the dual D5s, and the D5s pump into this front 360, and the 360 pumps, or 360 goes into a 560, I believe that's right, yeah, 560, and then it goes into the 3080. I used to have SLI when SLI was a thing, and then it goes into the 480, to the CPU, and then back to the reservoirs. So if people wanted to know the loop order, that's the way I have it, only because like it's just the way it flows. It looks good in the case. There's no, obviously you can change the flow as long as your reservoirs are feeding the pumps. It doesn't matter which order you have your loop, as long as these are feeding this and you don't run this dry and you don't destroy your pumps. That's it. I used to have another 480 in the back, but it made it really hard to maintain. Like if I needed to drain the loop, it made it really hard to get into the back there, so I took that one out. I do have a Thermaltake. I can't remember if it's not a Commander. It's a Thermaltake fan controller, because these are all 3-pin fans. These are the old LED SP fans. They're all SP fans. I got a couple AF fans down there. That's an AF fan. The rest on the radiators are all SP fans. So I keep them at 40%, or at least as close as I can to 40% speed on every fan, so it's very quiet. The fan that you actually hear is my server I have a server, and the Cisco switch is actually super loud. I need to figure that out, or get sound dampening, because I don't know if you can actually make that any quieter. So that is what is inside my Thermaltake WP100 build. Thermaltake, the Case Labs. The Case Labs case, whatever people want to call it. So that is my latest update, because I never did an update after I upgraded a few things on this build, and people were always wondering what the heck I had in here. But yeah, other than taking out NVMEs, it's gonna stay about the same, because I don't have much use for having 12 terabytes of NVMe. Because when I do game, it's always the same game, and if I do play a game, I uninstall one. I don't keep them all on there. The only game I ever kept on there was that game. That game was always stuck on there, but that's it, really. So I hope you guys enjoyed the update on my Threadripper my Threadripper build in my Thermaltake WP100. And I hope to keep making tech videos again. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will do more videos on all the new stuff I got. I got the 1660 Super, 3080, 3070, 2070, and I want to do videos on where those are at, so they're all being used. And no, I'm not hoarding them for like mining. I don't do mining, but they all have their uses, and I'll do a quick video on them all. Unfortunately, my dual Xeon board died, so that's why that's up there. But then, yeah, I will show you guys the rest of my crazy build and systems in more videos. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Check out my old videos. That way you can catch up on all my old stuff before I start doing all in my new videos on some of my crazy stuff. But then I also have my fitness channel on a separate channel now. That way I'm separating them. If you're always wondering how the heck, where the heck I've been, or if you are in that situation and you want to start taking care of your health and you were exactly where I was, check it out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.